Hey, welcome in everybody. In this video, I am going to be working in Autocad and we're going to be using absolute coordinates. So previously we've used absolute coordinates all in the positive direction, but I also want to show you that you can use absolute coordinates in a negative direction as well. So this example is going to demonstrate that. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start a brand new Autocad drawing. And I want to make sure that my units is set for architectural, just to kind of get into the practice of doing that. So architectural, then I want to create a new layer. So I don't want to be on layer 0. I'm gonna click the stack of papers with a yellow, kind of a starburst. I don't know what you call that, but if I click that now, it creates a new layer for me. So I'm gonna rename this layer. I'm gonna use my cap locks to name this layer object. And I'm going to change my color to magenta just because I like that color. And then I'm going to go to line weight. I'm going to change it from the default to 0.30 millimeters. And another way you can set the current layer is instead of clicking the stack of papers, you can also, if it's highlighted, you can double left click it and that'll make that layer current. So we have all that set up, so I'm going to hit the X to close out of this dialog box here. Then what I want to do is, my next step is, actually what I'm going to do is, if you look down here, you're going to see the line weight display. And if you don't see that, go over to the customization menu here and look for line weight and just make sure that that's checked. And then that's going to put it down here in the status menu. And then I'm going to turn this on. And that's going to let us see our thickness of our lines as we draw them. So then what I want to do is I'm going to right click on the grid icon, the grid mode. I'm going to click on grid settings. And for my settings here, I'm going to set my grid X spacing to 1 inch, my Y spacing to 1 inch. For major line area, I'm going to set this to, let's set it to 6 this time. I know it's different than what we've been using in class. So that's going to be 6. I'm going to turn off the adaptive grid. I'm going to turn off the display grid beyond limits. And I'm going to leave everything else as it is. I'm going to click OK. And then what I want to do is I am going to set my limits. So I'm going to type in limits. Press enter on my keyboard. Now, normally we've kept our lower left corner at 0, 0, but because we're going to be working in negative coordinates for this exercise, I'm going to start my lower left corner at, let's say, -12, -12. And then my upper right is going to be 12, 12. So now you can see that puts our origin kind of right smack dab in the middle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to save my drawing. Even though I don't have really anything to save, I did do all that setting. So I'm just going to go up to the big red A up here. I'm going to click on save. And so if you're one of my students, you want to make sure that you save your drawing in the H drive. But since I'm at home and I don't have an H drive here, I'm just going to save it in my documents folder. So I'm going to go last name underscore first name underscore, this is going to be exercise 1-3, and then I'm going to click on save. And so now I'm going to go up to my line tool. So just make sure you want to have your object layer as a current layer, which it is. I'm going to go up to the line tool. And so also make sure that your dynamic input mode here is turned off. So you can see mine is not blue here. So make sure that yours is not blue. And then what I'm going to do is for my first point, I'm going to make my first point -12, -12. And then I'm going to press the enter key. So that kind of puts us at the bottom kind of corner of our grid limits here. And then what I want to do is, let's just say that I want to go from here. So everything is going to be measured from the absolute coordinate. So everything is going to be measured from this origin here. So if I wanted to go to this line, it would be -1, 2, it would be -6 and then -12 just to get to this point here. So I'm gonna go -6, comma -12, and then I'm gonna go -6, comma -6. We're not gonna do another H again like we did in the last lesson. So let's from here, let's go 0, 0, and we'll be at the origin here. And then what we can do is we can go, now let's go in a positive direction. So let's go 6, comma -6. We'll go positive in the X and negative in the Y, right? So let me try that again. We're gonna go 6, comma -6. So -6 here. And then we can go straight down again, just kind of mirror this one here. There's a mirror tool, but we hadn't got there yet. So we're gonna go 6, comma -12. And then let's go, this is gonna be 12, comma -12. 12, comma -12. All right, so that's kind of cool. We got kind of a house looking shape. So there's the ground, there's our house. I wasn't intended to make it look like a house, but that's kind of what we have so far. All right, so from here, let's go 12, comma 0. And then now where can we go? We can go, let's go 6, comma 6. And here we can, let's get a little fancy here. So we can go maybe 3, comma 3, or I don't know, let's just go 3, comma 4. Let's see where that puts us. Cool. And then from here we can go, let's see, I'm gonna go 0 in the X direction, comma, and I'm gonna go straight up 6. And then let's see if I can do this. I want to go negative, if I can figure this out. It's going to be -3, comma 4. Oh yeah, there we go. Making little mountains up here. And then we can go -6, comma 6. Awesome. And then to get it over here, we need to go -12, comma 0, and then here we can go straight down. So there's a trick I could end it on, but I don't want to show y'all that yet. I want to make y'all suffer. So we're gonna go -12, comma -12, and then let's just call that good for now. I'm gonna hit the escape key to get out of this line tool. What else can we do? Do we want to add something else to it? Let's add a circle. Why not? So, let's put a circle on top. So I know we've been doing lines so far. So I'm going to go to my circle tool up here, and I'm going to click on this little down arrow. So let's go circle with a center radius. Or do we want to go diameter? Let's do radius. So yeah, I'm going to go center radius. I'm making this up as I go. So I'm gonna click on center radius. My center is gonna be at this peak right here in the middle. And we can make our radius be at the end of this, or where the valley of this V shape is. So I'm gonna click there. That's kind of cool, right? Okay, hit the escape key. And now what we can do is, let's just get real fancy. Let's go up to this hatch, the hatch button here, and to the right, click the little down arrow. And let's click on hatch. And I'm gonna make this solid. I'm gonna slide my transparency over to about, I don't know, somewhere in the middle, like 50. Like so. And then I'm gonna click on the inside, or I'm gonna click on the top portion of the circle. But make sure you click inside this kind of shape here. And then I'm gonna click on close hatch creation. Yeah, that's kind of a neat looking drawing. I have no idea what that is. I just made that up as I went along. So that's kind of neat. And then make sure you want to go to file and save it again. And yeah, I kind of like that. I don't know. I have no idea what that is. Looks like some kind of bug. I don't know. It may be a big grasshopper. I don't know. Anyway, peace out.